The Philippine archipelago has some 7,641 islands. This is where it all started for the Green Reef Artificial Reef Project carried by the NGO Scaph Pro Oceanographic Research. George, the bamboo master, selects bamboos, which will be used as basic materials for the construction of the different modules for our building site. Finding this green and precious wood in these mountains covered with virgin forest requires some experience. George has been working for us for 2 years now and participates in every expedition. Cut bamboo will be transported by land or river when river allows it. They will often be worn on the backs of men or buffalo to the nearest coast. There they will be stored, packed, and maintained to be transported to our workshop. Like a raft, they will be towed by sea towards the village of Padre Burgos. Once disembarked, the construction team will take the precious cargo load for the construction of the reefs. Without wasting time, Royne starts building a new barge. The old one was sunk during a typhoon. In the same time, Jeffrey and the team start creating 130 new modules. 30 bamboo reefs are ready after 1 week. They will complete the program, which started in 2015. The team launches the bamboo modules.
What have become of the first 100 modules that we have already immersed the past year? This is what we will discover through the scientific monitoring carried out by the Scaph Pro Philippines team. From the first month, the first form of life appears as green algae encrusting the pipes. Then, it will be the turn of the crustaceans with the barnacles. Simultaneously, we will witness the hatching of thousands of tiny translucent shrubs, the hydrarians. The hydrarians are animals belonging to the family of cnidarians and the class of hydrozoans. This species is called hydropolyp. Always at the same time, after 2 months from immersion, tunicates are among the first animals to attach to the modules. These animals, in the form of small skins of more or less spherical forms, can be colonial, gregarious, or solitary. Some individuals observed in the program exceed 30 centimeters. Remarkable thing. As primitive as this animal may appear, zoologists regard it as the most advanced of invertebrates. More evolved than crustaceans or octopus, this comes from its larval stage. When the animal is still swimming with its tail, it possesses a dorsal cord, precursor of the spine. Another animal attracted by seaweed is the sea cucumber from the echinoderm family, Bohadsia graphae. 6 months after immersion, the team see a new form of life. The encrusting type sponges. This time, the battle for the colonization of each square centimeter is engaged. The water is inhaled through the pores, then filtered and rejected thousands of times its own volume of water a day. The mobile flagellated cells, called amoebocytes, which line the inner wall of the sponge, ensure the distribution of nutrients between all the cells. Sponges are considered to be simplest multicellular. They are devoid of nervous system, digestive tract, and circulatory system. Later, again, cnidarians will gradually colonize modules, like this Hexa coralliaris. This species is long awaited by scientists. This madrepore was very badly treated by the fishing sector on this area so that it ended up practically disappearing. The sighting is reconstituted thanks to the artificial reefs. For the team, this is a big emotional surprise. Indeed, we knew that it would be possible on metal, but not on bamboo modules. Centerpiece to the biological puzzle, the hard coral is home to many varieties of fish that will find shelter and food with it. We have also progressively observed the arrival of some octocoralliaris, like this Pennatula. 1 year after immersion, it is the turn of the Alcyonaris to join this new ecosystem. Alcyonare is a general term for stolonifera, soft corals, and gorgonians with exception of Pennatula. Among these soft corals, the most colonizing was the Dendronephthaea. This genus has more than 250 species, often very difficult to distinguish from each other. These corals are sufficiently translucent to reveal the calcareous spicules disseminated in the body. They're usually brightly colored and have ramifications. Unlike other coral species, Alcyonarius of the Dendronephthaea type are herbivores, feeding on phytoplanktons.
I'm Armando Gavula from the Provincial Environment and Natural Resources Management. I'm in charge of establishing marine protected area in the province of Southern Leyte, and then this project here about artificial reef is really interesting.
In competition of soft corals, gorgonians will gradually win after 1 year. Their growth on the reef is both unexpected and dazzling. They are large, flexible trees that can reach several meters and sway in the current. Seagull colonies often have bright colorations where the reds and yellows dominate, located on the living part, which contains the polyps. Gorgonians feed on small prey and suspended organisms that strike the tentacles and trigger the discharge of the nematocyst before being ingested by the polyps.
Considering that it's very practical because very cheap, and then that could last a few years, and then the effect would really be helpful in regenerating.
In the midst of all this growth will develop mollusks coming to take advantage of this formidable ecosystems. Passions of many underwater photographers, these nudibranchs will gradually integrate into this new environment. The most dangerous, the killer cone, and many snails of gastropods are present on the reefs. We will meet several kinds of bivalves enjoying structures like these Hyotissa, or even the Steria looking for height for better filtering. Not to mention many discrete cephalopods, and most easily visible at night. Since the arrival of the first sea cucumbers a year ago, new echinoderms have colonized the reef. Among them, the crinoids or comatulas are particularly present in the program. Crinoids are sessile or fixed or vagal or motile animals resembling plants, but with an articulated calcareous skeleton, a kind of root, and a chalice with long, flexible arms that allow them to filter the plankton they feed on in the water. Crinoids are passive organisms whose hard bodies attract little predators. Coriaster granulatus is a scavenger species that feeds on bottom sediment but does not neglect carrion and food debris. Starfish are mainly opportunistic omnivores with carnivorous or detritus tendencies depending on the species and availability of food. As crustaceans, the team will meet Bernard hermit and especially this beautiful shrimp anemones. The genus Encyclomenis includes several shrimp species of the family Palaemonidae. Most species live in symbiotic association with larger animals, including sea anemones. Let's finish the chapter of the invertebrates with the marine worms. We will meet, essentially, the Sabelle belonging to the species of plume worms.
Okay, hi, I'm Christine Paula Lobrinassor. I'm Miss Cuba International 2013 first runner-up. Yeah, it was my first time seeing an artificial reef program, and it really made me happy to see that there's such a program happening with all the destruction that the Philippines is experiencing with different typhoons. It's good that we try to still preserve our reefs and try to create new houses for the fish.
Let's now study these angelfishes to understand the concept of Scaph Pro in the field of artificial reefs. We must note that all modules use the filiform function that is a golden rule in our revitalization strategy. If we speak of protection, the axes and spaces proposed by the structures allow one of the best shelters for a fish. I mean an axis to which it can turn quickly. So going fast and wanting to transfer quickly are generally irreconcilable. Take the case of a long and slender racing vessel. It cannot negotiate a sharp turn. He needs room to maneuver. There is no alternative for fish. Juveniles are particularly safe in a reef representing open spaces or the presence of filiform axes, bother maneuver large predators. In the Pacific of Platax is a symbolic fish of artificial reefs. This ballista titan will attack us suddenly if we come too close to his nest. Surgeonfish are territorial and mainly herbivorous. Damselfish are of the family Pomanthathidae. Damselfish feed on invertebrates and plankton and generally live in groups. They display a wide range of colors, mainly bright shades of yellow, red, orange, and blue, although some are relatively marbled black or gray. Juvenile are often a different color, brighter than adults. About 385 species are classified in this family, in about 29 genera. Of these, members of two genera, Amphiphryon and Premnus, are commonly referred to as clownfish or anemone, while members of the other genera are commonly called damselfish. These Odanthias are the most important family reported in the team's follow-up. When they forage for food, at the mercy of currents waving the reef, these fish form large groups of both males and females. We are able to observe a multitude of cardinal fishes, but also many other kinds of fishes. The hawkfish belong to the family Ceratidae, which comprises 13 genera and 14 species. They owe their vernacular names to their hunting technique, on the lookout on a branch of coral, with very rapid acceleration as soon as the prey passes within reach. The sparrowfish are protogynous hermaphrodites and may be monogamous and territorial, or to form harems. But now, after a year of relentless colonization of the reefs, what will happen? New predators will own this new territory. Trevally is a solitary fish but migrates in groups. During his ascent against the current, he pauses and the entire school forms a clockwise direction. This phenomenon we have not understood. Rifles, Sationidae, are a family of fish of the other Perciformes represented by 4 genera and 20 species, mostly tropical. They live in schools, often near the surface. Lethernus microdon is an emperor fish species. The team observed them posted on the sand like a brigade spying and analyzing the slightest movement of life inside the superstructure of the reef. It will be the turn of the barracudas to visit the abundance of prey, but to hunt here will however be complicated for them. The razorfish Eluscus strigatus is easily recognizable with a very specific position, always head down, a razor-like shape or knife blade, with a longitudinal black band at the lateral line. Parrotfish have diurnal activity focused primarily on feeding by roaming their territory alone. Sand perches usually live on substrates of sand or rubble in shallow seas. We will meet breams, gobies, poisonous fish like these lionfish, or the maximum danger, the scorpion fish, camouflage master. Small moray eels more fearful than aggressive. Squirrel fish, needlefish, chests and goats fish. But the most beautiful moment was this fantastic meeting with a frogfish. It will be a magical moment, especially it's very rare to see it swim. This reef brings us everyday new scientific treasures and allows us to count today more than 300 species of vertebrates and invertebrates.
Juju Maraon from Padre Burgos. I'm a counselor here in Padre Burgos at LGU. Then I'm so glad that we found one of this organization, Scaph Pro, organized by Jeff and Michael. And today we've been diving to search what's going on for the artificial reef, and I'm so happy that everything's okay down there. So I hope this kind of organization will make another more artificial reef. Thank you. God bless.
Do not forget before launching reef. After launch, the reef.